Hi everybody, Raging back with another Mechabellum video. Today's video I'm going to show you the power of elite spec Hounds. I played this game yesterday. My opponent is KR1FAR, he's 2030 MMR, and so are we. Starting out, I am the elite spec, as I said before, and I have already gotten myself 2 packs of level 2 Hounds. Since my opponent is also showing Hounds here and Mustangs, Hounds are very strong against everything that I think he'll be playing. I also assume he's probably going to make some crawlers here, right? It's a tough pack to open with, especially since I can mirror it with the level 2 Hounds and just basically kill like everything in one shot. He is a Sabertooth spec, which is not my favorite specialist right now. The Sabertooth gets 50 less for their techs, but I don't know, something about it, it's just, it's not as good as like a lot of the other specialists, so it was surprising how fast actually he picked that pack really quickly. I guess he just wanted the Hounds. So we've set up here with we started with spiders and crawlers. Now we have some level 2 Hounds. I think I'm going to be getting out of spiders since they're a little bit redundant with Hounds. Since he's Sabertooth spec, might be good to just mirror his units, so because I can just get them at level 2 and he can't. Or, I mean, he'd have to spend 100 extra to do that. Anyway, let's see how round 1 goes here. We should have it pretty easily with the spiders and the level 2 Hounds against basically the squishiest board, I think, in the whole game. Squishier even still is probably the marksman, but I don't know. It's still pretty squishy into level 2 Hounds and spiders. So, we'll just basically, we'll just win this one, like, pretty easily. I don't know how these guys don't turn. They just go for the tower anyway. I guess it's more efficient for them to continue to walk at the tower there. So as to be expected, we take round 1 against the Mustang Crawler opener. Something I'll basically always be taking on aggro is redeployment. And honestly, I don't really know what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm thinking about Missile Strike or hitting like Mustangs, but yeah, I just take the redeployment because I can now start to flank with Hounds, right? And I can also redeploy them later, and I can just it's a really flexible ability to have. So for that reason, I pretty much will always be taking it. Opponent does go with a Missile Strike, wants to kill center Hounds since they were my best unit last time. I guess that makes sense. I do have a flanking Hound, and I'm just deciding what to do with my other Hound here. Okay, looks like I'm just going to throw it here. And I've moved these crawlers in case he decides to throw a missile here. Since I don't want both units to get killed by the missile, but he actually ends up changing his mind and just goes for the back crawlers. And so that's our whole turn. Just 2 more packs of Hounds. Still no AA for us. Something I think is probably good to do against elite spec, since it's hard or expensive for elite spec to do much of anything on round 2 besides get like more chaff or Hounds, is I think on round 2, if you're playing against elite spec, you should just go air if they don't already have anti-air, because a lot of the time you will just auto win the round because I don't have any upshoot. So that would have been a pretty good play for my opponent, but he does go with Missile Strike, which I guess is good utility throughout the game, and Hounds do have relatively low health, so he can just be sort of sniping out my high-level Hounds. But round 2 here, we will also win because it's still just spiders against Hounds. When I'm playing elite spec and I'm going Hounds, I want to get these Hounds really going because I want to get a lot of levels on them. And there is the play that people have been doing where they go with the Firebomb Hounds, but for elite spec, it's not a good play for me to go Fire Hounds here because I need my Hounds to just sort of be my chaff clear and be kind of my everything unit in this comp right now. It's killing everything, right, already, like as is. So I'll just go with range and mech rage in this game, not incendiary bombs. And I'm just going to get more Hounds. Opponent here is dropping his Rhino directly on top of these Hounds in the center. I pick up a pack of level 2 Wasps just to defend my flanks, and also they're still like decent at the end. If the Mustangs have all died, or even if they haven't all died, if Mustangs don't have range yet, Wasps should still be able to, like, kill them. They also just act as, like, flank protection. I also have grabbed the Rhino Assault. I'm dropping it back here, and I put some level 2 Hounds to spawn in. They did crush all of our level 3 Hounds here in the center. And he's already cleared the, like, Hounds and Rhino up here as well. So this round's not looking as good for us now that he's also added Sabertooths. They're very tanky, especially against the Hounds on round 3, as well as it's good against Tarantula. So opponent responds back with Sabertooth and also techs it with secondary armament, since he can do that for 50 less. But something I'm noticing here is our opponent with the Sabertooth does not run range. So something you can do when you're elite spec, since our board is very similar units, right? He has Sabertooths and the Hounds and some Crawlers. We have Crawlers, Hounds, and Tarantulas. So maybe I can just sell Tarantula, match his energy with the Sabertooth, and since he's already clicked attack, I can just, like, take range Sabertooth, and I'll just basically be winning these mirrors. So that's kind of where my mind's at right now. You have redeployment, so I can redeploy these Hounds somewhere else if I want to, maybe down because there's a Sabertooth here now. But I am considering my options here because there's a unit drop. I think something that looks good for opponent is Fire Badgers. He does go with Phoenix. I think Fire Badgers end up being potentially better for him, though. And the reason for that, I go with the Phoenix because I want to kill Sabertooths. I think the reason that Fire Badgers are better is because on his Hounds, he has armor, so Fire Badgers might get bricked if he goes armor Hounds. For me, I don't run armor, so I wouldn't be able to, like, click armor or anything like that against Fire Badgers. And if I'm opting to flank like this, I think Fire Badgers would be, with, like, Scorch, would be very effective against Hounds, even in the front. And then you can also lay down a bed of fire with Fire Badgers, since I'm aggroing at him. But he does go with Phoenix, so I think Phoenix is a little redundant with Sabertooth, since they're really just accomplishing killing Tarantula. That's why I think Fire Badgers are better for him there. I think Phoenixes are still good for me here, since I'm trying to kill these Sabertooths, and I don't have a lot of DPS just yet. I have sold a Tarantula, and like I said, my plan is to basically just kind of mirror him, since I can get level 2 units, and he can't without paying a premium, so might as well just match the Sabertooths with my own Sabertooths. I'm going to be investing in these Hounds even more with range as well, so that I can continue to stay ahead on the Hound levels, and also, if they can continue to get kills, and I take Mech Rage, they'll also be able to deal with Sabertooths, basically everything, since he also has Mustangs. I also grab myself a level 2 Crawler, stick it here because it's good against the level 1 Sabertooth, and the Hounds, and the Fangs, and the Mustangs. So these level 2 Crawlers would be pretty good here as well. And we do have range Hounds now, so they should stay back a little bit and stay alive, so our Chaff Clear will, you know, stay alive a little bit longer. With the addition of the Sabertooth here, we have killed 2 level 2 Sabertooths, so a very nice pickup for us. And the Hounds are doing work. Now, this single Sabertooth has gotten 3 Sabertooth kills, so this is a very good Sabertooth buy. And we have these level 3 Hounds, which should be able to clear Mustangs. Then Phoenixes should take out Phoenix. So a nice turnaround on round 4. I'm basically just mirroring, but I know that my mirror will be better with the ability to elite recruit. So opponent goes with Nano Repair Kit, but I'm elite spec, so I'm taking the efficient manufacturing for light units, and that will just allow me to purchase Hounds for normal Hound price, but they're level 2. Same with Crawlers, Fangs, whatever I want, right? 50 less for everything, basically. It's just very good with elite spec, especially in the long run, since I'm already winning. Or, you know, we're tied, but, like, it feels like I'm starting to pull ahead here. He does have his Missile Strike back, so I opt to take Defense Enhancement so that my Phoenixes don't get killed. If I didn't take Defense Enhancement, level 2 Phoenixes they can be missiled, so he's not missiling this one because it's showing a level. I am moving my Wasps to try and take a tower here. Redeployed them from back here. Again, the power of redeployment. Don't skip this card. Pretty much always take this card, I would say. So I've sold the other Tarantula, and now I am adding a Sabertooth here as well. And I'm getting some more level 2 Hounds. Maybe just, yep, right here. I'm thinking he's either going to missile me here or here. He actually almost hits my Wasps with this missile, but I think it hits the Hounds. I'd also take speed so that Wasps will get in here quicker. Yeah, so that was a lucky dodge, because if they were slightly more forward, this wouldn't work. Our Sabertooth on the outside here, as well as our Chaff Clear, it's just non-existent on the outside here, and he has lots of like little units, so I need to beef up my Chaff Clear over here on this side, but the left is doing well with the Crawlers and Hounds. But with all these Mustangs alive here like this, and these good timings for him on the tower debuffs, he should have this round. I also only have like a few Wasps left here. Hopefully we can kill, I think we end up killing one more Sabertooth. But yeah, these Mustangs, these are pretty good. And after this game, I'm considering putting armor back on Hounds. I don't know if I need the Extinguisher, because every time I use it, or feel like I need to use it, it's just not as good as I hope it is. So maybe just armor's better. Just, you know, so when I'm playing against Mustangs, I can just click it. Round 6, we get some unit drops here, and there's 4 Arclights the opponent takes. Now, opponent goofs up a little bit. He never ends up moving these. Not that I think it would have made a difference. I don't think Arclights do much. Maybe they're good because they clear my level 2 Crawlers, but I don't have many of them. And the Hounds have enough health where they can tank multiple shots from these Arclights, so he ends up selling them off. So I think it's just like a good economy pick for him. And there's not like a lot of options. I think the Vulcan, actually, for him, the Vulcan looks potentially pretty good. It torches Hounds really well. For me, I'm like trying to decide, right? I can go Rhino, but I think Typhoon catches my eye because I'm thinking about putting barriers next to my Sabertooths to keep them all sort of like alive and safe. Since Hounds do kind of die quickly as my Chaff Clear. Yeah, so I do take Typhoon, but because I want to range Sabertooths to be killing Sabertooths, because last round didn't go as well, I take Mech Rage to have better Chaff Clear, but I do want range on Sabertooths, like I said, so I think I just sell the Typhoon here, since now I already have Mech Rage Hounds, and they're basically doing the same thing that Typhoon would do for me. I redeploy the Wasps back again. Yeah, I do sell it, because I need the money to grab techs. Also get some more Hounds. Get another Phoenix for this side as well, so... And range. And I'm probably going to shield. Yeah. These are my most vulnerable Hounds, and I still need this side to keep winning, so... Opponent added another pack of Mustangs, Mustang range, and he has the brick of Arclights, which is an accident. He even said it in the game. He was like, oh, I messed up, I didn't move my Arclights. I don't think Arclights would have made much of a difference anyway, though, to be honest. So now that we have range on Sabertooths, we're able to be staying back and keeping the Sabertooth safe so that we can take out his Sabertooths. And I still need better Chaff Clear against these high-level Mustangs on the outside. The rest of the board has been cleared, so very small wins for us. Pretty convincing wins still, I would say. Like, we are staying slightly ahead pretty well this whole game so far. And now we have very similar HP as well. Going into round 7, there are more missile strikes, efficient tech research. We'll both probably not take Assault Stormcaller, but Smoke Bomb is... I'm thinking about Smoke Bomb because it's good against his Mustangs. It's not as good against me, since I don't necessarily need the range, since I have the speed and attack on the Hounds here. Oh yeah, Rhino Assault's back. Last time he dropped his Rhino Assault on these Hounds. So I end up saving them with a mobile beacon, which is pretty heads up. I do redeploy the Wasps slightly off of the side here, over here to the center, play around Rhino Assault, and then I get myself another level 2 pack of Wasps to continue to play around Rhino Assault. Just don't want to lose my tower. So much so that I also get level 2 towers as well. Opponent is shielding against the smoke. Good idea. I'm putting my Rhino back there, and he's also going to missile it. I've taken the levels on the Hounds here as well, and I'm going to be shielding against smoke. I'm not as worried about smoke here, but I do need to save my Hounds in the center since it's basically my only chaff clear in this area. And he did do this last time, so yeah, I saved them. And then I get some more level 2 crawlers. Just sort of stick them right here. In case there is the Rhino, I also want some chaff to try and... Level 2 crawlers are good at killing the Rhino drops. So Rhino is gone. And he is starting to sell off his arc lights here. And we have really good Hound levels. Level 4, level 3, level 3. And it ends up being really good against the Mustangs at the end as well. And these Wasps kind of act as chaff slightly against Mustangs at the end. Even though my Wasps are countered by Mustangs, it's still good to have the Wasps as flank defense and then also chaff at the end. And our Sabertooths are taking out his Sabertooths like super well here, so I would say that this round, even compared to last round, is even more convincing, so... These Hounds are really good with the elite spec. Like, you can just kind of keep getting them. And, like, they're good chaff clear, but they're also pretty good little weapons. But, yeah, I could take another redeploy, but I don't really need it. I just get the amplifying core. Since I have a level 4 Sabertooth, I can just make a giant tank right here in the center. And something I should probably think about doing, potentially, in this fight, since it's like a mirror match, right? And, like, a lot of how this is unfolding relies on the Sabertooths surviving. So a play that I could go for is field maintenance Sabertooths. I think maybe it's not as good for me to take field maintenance specifically because I have the range. Actually, I'm outranging my Hounds. So maybe that's not as good, but it is like a consideration if I didn't have range. I would just have these bodies that can like kind of survive. But this will be a tanky Sabertooth once I get the level in the amp core. Basically, it'll have like 100,000 health. On this turn, basically, I want to keep doing more of what I've already been doing. He's at 1,800 health, and I'm starting to do some math. So there's 600 here. Our Hounds all kind of die, so I can't really rely on them doing HP damage. Phoenixes are worth 600. So it's like pretty close where I might be able to end the game. And so because of that, I think I end up trying to close the game out with rapid resupply, which in hindsight is a little bit greedy since it doesn't end. The next round is the end. Since I'm already like basically winning these rounds, I probably shouldn't loan just so I can maintain the lead here. Like I said, the 100,000 health Sabertooth. We get 2 more packs of crawlers because at the end, it's only the Mustangs alive, and the level 2 crawlers should be pretty good against them. I'm now elite recruiting, so I can get level 3 units with my elite spec, and I'm going to get some level 3 Hounds. I have level 3 Hounds here. I have level 3 Hounds here. And I've gone with range on Phoenix so that they actually stay alive. And yeah, I loan because I just want to make shields. And I don't even use my beacon. I'm not sure how to use it. Opponent does use oil here. So these Sabertooths sitting back, still one-shotting basically all his Sabertooths. Now that we have good chaff clear in each of our corners, and now that we have speed and temp range as well, the dogs are really quick, 17 meters per second. Just rushing forward, killing the Mustangs. Now we should get to the tower. And I was kind of hoping I'd be able to end the game, but it's pretty close, but it does not end it. Opponent's at 462. So my main worry here on round 9... Oh yeah, we get some units. Sledgehammers look best for both of us. Nothing else really makes any sense. Maybe Rhinos. Not really Rhinos, actually. There's Sabertooths. So, and not Farseers because they're Sabertooths. And not Melting Point because it's just one Melting Point. So it's just Sledgehammers. I'm going for like distraction units on the flank so that we can try and do what we did last round and just get into the tower. And I want to get, into this tower because there's oil here. Something I'm worried about right now, him doing, He's showing Incendiary Bomb on Hounds, and he does have oil here. Something that I would die to, like, almost immediately is fire. These Hounds would burn, my Crawlers would burn, then my Phoenixes would be exposed, and everything would capitulate from there. So, it's just trying to end the game, right, and not get completely screwed. Opponent takes field maintenance. I click the fire extinguisher, just as a hedge against fire. Just the oil is so in my face right here. Something I could also think about doing is taking anti-missile Sabertooths, since they're pretty good at intercepting the missiles from the Hounds, but just the big safe play is the fire extinguisher here. He doesn't end up doing the Incendiary Bomb, but I die if if he does click that, so that's why I do that. At 1,000 supply, I haven't really done much of anything yet. Clicking all the buttons, I just get 3 more level 3 elite recruited Hounds, and I'm just like, they're just like going to be slightly later, so if these Hounds in the front die, I have some more. And then I'm just going to shield up and try and missile out some chaff. I didn't use my redeployment. That's probably a good redeployment I could have done. Maybe these Hounds up here. So opponent doesn't take Incendiary Bombs. He went with Field Maintenance Sabertooths, which actually keep them alive slightly longer, as well as the AP bullets doing good work on his Mustangs. And so, opponent slightly starting to stabilize here, actually, compared to last round. It was much better for him than last time. All my Hounds are dead. All I have left is Sabertooths and Phoenixes, and what I need to live is 1 Sabertooth and 3 Phoenixes to win the game, since that's 500 damage. And that's what we have. We have 3 Phoenixes and a single Sabertooth, and we kill that, and now we kill this. And we win with the -38 on my opponent. Taking a look at the battlefield, I went with Fire Extinguisher Hounds, which was pretty expensive and a loss of tempo for me. Opponent went Field Maintenance Sabertooths on this turn, which was a very, it delayed my units long enough where, like, the Hounds couldn't just delete them. It is a little redundant with the Nano Repair Kit Sabertooth, but for the other guys, it does make sense, especially since he has some up here as well. I think my opponent played a pretty good game. He has a really nice formation of medium-sized units. If his plan was medium units, he probably should have also taken efficient light manufacturing like I did. That would have made it so he could be elite recruiting his units nearly as easily as I am. We do have high-level Phoenixes here as well, which were really nice. Yeah, so the power of Hounds with elite spec. Let's see what these Hounds did. 100,000 damage, 177, 182, 108, 176. You can see they, like, equally across the board are doing lots of damage. And the Sabertooth here was my most damage, and these Phoenixes were just very solid at high single target damage against the Sabertooths, as well as having the range advantage against his Sabertooths, which he doesn't run. We have the Wasps for flank protection, as well as late chaff in the sky. You can kind of spam them in the front like this. What a lot of people have been doing with Hounds is basically they're just, like, using them as incendiary bombs because it's pretty cheap tech. It's only 200, and against aggro, it is really strong, actually. But when the Hounds are level 2, being able to elite recruit them, they live pretty well in fire. Like, if that was my opponent's play with these Hounds, they would actually kind of survive. So when you go elite Hounds, I think you don't want incendiary bombs. You want range and mech rage, since they kind of turn into, like, little beasts. They're really, really good units when they're level 2 and higher. Something I think I could have done better this game. I don't really have a lot of protection in the front. I probably should just put, like, a crawler, and a crawler, just so I don't get missiled out, and then I don't have to keep shielding. It's just cheaper in the long run for me to put some chaff up here, just to eat missiles and keep my Hounds alive. Also, since he has Mustangs basically as his primary chaff clear, I think I could go Subterranean Blitz Crawlers. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys the power of Hounds with elite spec in an aggro position. I don't know if it would work as well with the Hounds, like, on defense. I think you want to play this as an aggro game with the level 2 Hounds. So anyway, that is going to do it for today's video. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And let me know in the comments what you think about Hounds in general, but mostly what do you think about incendiary bomb Hounds? Because I've been facing it a lot and I'm sure everybody has. It seems strange to add a unit that clears fire and then make it also the most efficient source of lighting the entire board on fire, basically. I don't know if I like it. It's weird because it's 160 meter range. You never have to even range your Hounds and you just like make a board of them and it's like a really good defense. But anyway, again, thanks very much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.